Hey everybody, this is Samsung Galaxy J7 user here, and before I get into anything, let's go over my normal disclaimers. Number one, my show is either clean or filled with foul language, so just be warned. Second, everything that I talk about in my videos are matter of opinion. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of it's based on fact, depending if it's a review or however you look at it. And number three, everything that I mentioned in my videos is, right now I can say this: Metro PCS, T-Mobile, Virgin, Boost Mobile, Sprint, and Sprint Prepaid. Everything I mentioned about these companies are 100% owned, copyrighted, and trademarked by these companies. I'm just giving an honest opinion about my titled Sprint's Uncertain Future. I heard recently about what's going on, and before I go any further, I really should include this in my disclaimer. Maybe when I say these things as in a personal opinion, maybe my argument about anything I say is not valid. Maybe I'm not touching base exactly, but I'm looking at it the way I see it about where this company is going. The whole merger, I don't know whether it's going to help boost whatsoever with the debt that they are kind of having. Sprint subscribers is jumping ship fast, and it's hurting the company. And on top of that, they already have like I don't know what's it, 150 million or 150 million dollars in debt because of a network that they were supposed to be working on, and they freaking abandoned it. First off, to listen to that right there, who's the general idea behind that network that they wanted to do? Was it SoftBank or Sprint? That's one thing. I can't entirely blame another company for Sprint's downfall. I don't know if they were hurting before SoftBank bought stake into the company. But, I know SoftBank was one of them companies that was helping to rebuild companies. And if that was the case, that Sprint is in this mess, why isn't SoftBank helping them? I know they have other companies that, that they're dealing with, but why would you invest money into a company that you're supposed to be working with? So, leaving it at that, I'm leaving the rest alone. And being a Boost Mobile customer, talking about the uncertain future of Sprint, and I have to go along with Sprint Prepaid and Virgin Mobile. A lot of people are like, well, even, you have a phone, it's a SIM card enabled phone. Well, yeah, I got a SIM card in my phone. But there's a little problem with the general problem of the idea. It's not your SIM card. Both the technologies in these phones are a little bit more different, what people don't understand. This is still a CDMA phone, and T-Mobile, Metro PCS are GSM, meaning most of the phones that T-Mobile and Metro have already, these SIM cards are extremely interchangeable. If I don't like the Samsung Galaxy 9, 9, if I want to switch to a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, or Samsung, whatever you want to call it, that's already on T-Mobile, you can do that. It's very simple. But, if I'm switching my SIM card, from, from, say, I'm buying a T-Mobile SIM card to put in here in my phone, is it going to work 100%? maybe, maybe not, because of the fact that these phones have bands that they got to meet with when it comes to the SIM cards. And I'm not a professional at this. I'm not going to act like I'm talking like one. But, as far as I know and read, from way people explain it to me, that, hey, these phones, are still a little bit different in technology. And, if you want this phone to work on this network the way you wanted to work it, then some things are going to have to be done. Okay, well, no, I don't want anything to be done. That's just the issue. So basically, somewhere down the line, that would mean entirely that I would have to buy a whole new phone to be on a whole new network. So once Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile and Sprint Prepaid, Sprint go GSM, that means I'm going to have to go GSM too, just as much as anybody else. And truthfully, this is kind of the day that this is the kind of day I'm dreading. People can, steer me clear, saying, you don't have to do anything, just switch a SIM card. Okay, then maybe here's the thing. Go to a local T-Mobile store and start questioning, which I am going to have to do, which I'm going to do, because I want to find out what's, to make sure, by any means, what everything is going to go down. So, I'll get to that. I'll make a video on that, whether it's going to be a podcast like this, a Mobazin type thing, or just a regular video with you seeing my face, as is. Trying to find out more about what's going on. Ooh, shoot, excuse me. But, I hate to see a company, have to, fall or merge into a company just to succeed. The biggest question I like to know is like, I know SoftBank has got, I said this before, SoftBank has got has many other companies they're involved with that they're funding. I get that. But what was the sense of merging or buying stake into a company that you're not putting money into? And now you want to merge with another company because you want to make more money. That, to me, I don't think people are jumping ship, because they're just jumping ship. I think they're jumping ship because of the whole merger talks. And truthfully, I'm kind of leaning towards that fact. Thinking about kind of maybe getting, into cricket, but the only bad thing about cricket's new deal that they got going on is you still have to pay for hotspot. And right now, being I'm on Boost Mobile's $60 plan, with them would mean I would take a 10 gigabyte hit in my hotspot if I did pay more for hotspot. So no, I don't think I might be going with them. Pay AT&T and Verizon's highest prepaid plans to me are just too damn expensive. I don't care what kind of benefits you're getting with them. It's still too damn expensive. Yeah, I may be a cheap ass, but on the other hand, though, that's me. I'm a cheap ass. And I like to keep it that way. I like something that's reasonable. I know there's going to be price increases, that happen, and you're going to have to live with that. Ooh, excuse me. But, the whole issue at hand is, do I wish this merger happened? Not really. Do I really want to see this company fall, on its face quick? No, I don't. I think Sprint could have the ability to be a great company. I think they have the ability to take the number 3 spot away from T-Mobile. But the only problem is number one, getting the right company that's going to support and back up Sprint, help them work off their debts, get SoftBank out of the picture, get them with more towers what they need, and get more towers for them so they can rebuild in areas where people have really shitty coverage, work on the customer care, definitely trying to bring a lot of it back to the United States, and, the truth be told, we all know that's not going to happen. That's just the issue. So, I'm not going to say the company's going to fall. There's really no huge word about that. They're still trying to do this merger talks, and nobody has. I haven't received a text message about porting my number over to a different company yet, which I'm praying that I don't see that day come. But I'm praying that Sprint can make it in this deal. I'm hoping they kind of won't change things in a rush just yet, giving people time to adapt to change, hopefully. And it's a hard thing, and I will state this one last and final time. From a personal standpoint, and when I say personal, I'm not talking from somebody who operates a mobile store, like Boost Mobile, T-Mobile. I come up with these videos because it's not just information, but I want to make people think about the big picture and what's happening to these companies. Sorry that this video is about a little over 11 minutes long and nobody really wants to listen to me talk, but I don't know where to go and say at this point. I'm hoping the best for Sprint and its prepaid division. That's all I can do. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for listening to my long-ass podcast, recorded podcast. And, one of these days I'm going to go completely live with it. Basically, I have just a free account with them, and I don't want to go overboard. So anyways, everybody have a wonderful Tuesday, and thank you for listening. Have a good morning.